Alright, welcome to HAZCAR. Car of Tomorrow series, it's Talladega time. Thank you for tuning in. We've got a Trevor on pole for the 5th time this season, I believe. If I look at my graph here, where's Trevor Bayne? Yup, the 5th pole of the season for Trevor Bayne, hot off of winning Texas alongside David Gilliland. In row 2, we have Carl Edwards and Kurt Busch. In row 3, we have Paul Menard and Juan Pablo Montoya. In row 4, we have Mark Martin and Bobby Labonte. And row 5 is Regan Smith, came so close to a win in Texas, and Kyle Busch. Of course, the Busch brothers always making the top 10. Remember, Trevor Bayne holds all but now 2 poles on the season against Kurt Busch. If I look at my graph here again, Kurt Busch has 2 poles on the season, and Trevor Bayne now has 5. Nobody else has scored any pole positions, not even Carl Edwards or David Gilliland here. These two, Gilliland, your points leader, Carl Edwards right behind, then Trevor Bayne. Kurt Busch is 19th currently in points. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with these guys. Of course, Talladega is very
to your cars.
Open to anyone winning. We could see, you know, another Joey Logano win. We could see Jeff Gordon come to a win. We're also going to see crashing, which is something we're going to have to, obviously, prepare ourselves for. Anything's going to happen out there. So here we are. We are under caution, technically, as the race is preparing to start. We will be undergoing 50 laps of Talladega. Stage 1 ends at lap 15. Stage 2 ends at lap 32. And so here they come off of turn 4. And the pace car is going to head on to pit road. There he is. And here we come to the green flag. And the green flag is out in Talladega. It's obviously not the most invigorating start. It's a little slow. But here we go. Trevor Bayne down the inside. Carl Edwards just behind. I have a feeling we're going to see a tight championship fight between the 3 cars of Edwards, Bayne, and Gilliland. At least Bayne and Gilliland. I don't know about Carl Edwards. He's not been having the greatest season so far. He's had 2 wins, but they've both been rather lucky. He's not had the greatest running overall. So Juan Pablo Montoya now down the inside of Carl Edwards. He's going to go for a pass. He's going to want to go for the lead here on come the front stretch. Here he goes down the inside, but Bobby Labonte, before he can do anything, Labonte down the inside of Montoya, and they're 3 wide all the way down the field. There's Tony Stewart looking to make it 4. I think we've got a row of 4 wide. There we go. Logano, Stewart, Hamlin, and Wallace, all 4 wide there in the back. But now Bobby Labonte in the lead. They're running rather clean compared to what we've seen, you know, what we'd expect of Talladega. They're running quite cleanly so far, but I have a feeling it's not going to last long. AJ Allmendinger looking to go on the inside of Kyle Busch for the lead. Here they go, and into turn 3. As they start getting more 4 wide, the margin for wrecking is going to become a bit closer. Boy, am I hungry. I think I might throw a red flag after stage 1 to go eat. So, we'll see. But look at us. We're 4 wide all the way down the field. Brad Keselowski in the furthest row up, that's 4 wide. Marcos Ambrose on his inside. Look at that. That is beautiful. Keselowski's got a window. As there's still 3 wide only in the front. Wallace in the lead. Junior looking to cut him off. And there goes Junior, but he can't go down quite far enough. As we look here, and he makes it ahead of Wallace with the faster entry speed. There's Andy Lally on the bottom with a push from Jimmy Johnson, but Jimmy Johnson goes low. And man, I would love to see a Dale Earnhardt Jr. win. Now, look, the points are already pretty messed up here for us. We've got people in places they shouldn't be. Just, it's rather messed up. If we look at the standings, we have a wide, oh, we've got a crash. Caution is out. Unbelievable. Carl Edwards in it. Trevor Bayne. It started at the front. All of our favorites to win in it. Unbelievable. But who's going to get back to the line first? Is it going to be Mark Martin or his teammate Jimmy Johnson? Oh my lord. Right as I was looking away, we have the first caution of the day on lap 4. Brian Keselowski and Mark Martin to the line. Who's going to get the control of the restart? It was Brian Keselowski. What happened, man? Let's go back. Something happened in the middle of the field here to bring out the caution. So it wasn't at the front because Mark Martin got out unscathed. Let's focus in. Oh, Jimmy McMurray got turned. They went 5 wide and just everyone got in it. Look again. Where's McMurray? Look at him. Let's look back. Man, unbelievable accident. So, look at them. They're 5 wide behind him. Gordon gets squeezed. The 32 hooks the 1 into the 24. Then he starts sliding up the track. Gets into the 56, Martin Truex Jr., which turns the 31 car. Everyone else ahead of him got out A-OK. You can see Trevor Bayne behind him and Carl Edwards. They come together, and I think they actually went straight into Gilliland. The 3 championship contenders all go out in the same impact. Gilliland on his side almost flipped over. And so that's going to bring out the first caution of the day. Everyone's heading down pit road. Brian Keselowski, not who you'd expect to lead a race in the series. As these drivers enter pit road, I'm going to go back to what I was just talking about before that caution came out. Drivers are in places where they probably shouldn't be in the point standings. Like Michael Waltrip is currently 16th. So he's in the playoff bubble, which is just impossible. Other drivers, like Andy Lally is 9th. He's literally qualifying for the playoffs right now with 151 points. Carl Edwards behind David Gilliland by only 3 points. This race is going to have a big impact on the championship. If did Kyle Busch get out? Okay. Kyle Busch is 4th in points. There's Kyle Busch. I think he's going to stay. Is he ahead of all of our championship guys? Because if he is, then he's going to take the lead of the championship. I think Gilliland's retired. David Gilliland and Jeff Gordon have retired from the race. Which means, if Kyle Busch can place ahead enough of Carl Edwards, if he can come out to a win today, then he will take the lead of the championship. Because there's no way Carl Edwards, after all that damage, is going to be able to come back and win this race. I just don't see it. So Brian Keselowski in the lead. The Hendrick number 5, Mark Martin. Then Michael Waltrip, Jimmy Johnson. Then Denny Hamlin, Brian Vickers, Marcos Ambrose, Brad Keselowski, Juan Pablo Montoya, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. are your top 10 right now. Look at Carl Edwards. unfortunate for the 99 with the 4 behind him. Man. I mean, he's the only one really still left in it. There's Trevor Bayne up there, but I don't know. They both might be too damaged to continue well. Anyway, look at Joey Logano with his with all that damage. He doesn't have a hood. He got a real bent bumper. I mean, the 99 and the 21 look fine, but I don't know how their motors are faring. Of course, their engines, because those can't be repaired very well. There's Bobby Labonte with a slightly bent front bumper. There's David Rudiman looking rather unscathed. Good on him on his pit crew. Look at Matt Kenseth up there in the 17. He's pretty far up, isn't he? Just unbelievable start to this race. I mean, only 2 retirements isn't that bad. 3 retirements. David Reagan also is retired. We should expect a retirement from Jeff Burton. Where's Jeff Burton? Let me find the man. Jeff Burton, there he is. No retirement from him, so 3 retirements. David Gilliland, Jeff Gordon, and David Reagan. So Gilliland has almost 0 hope of holding his championship lead, unless Carl Edwards and Trevor Bayne both also retire from the race early on to avoid gaining too much position and then retiring and gaining extra points. So Gilliland gets 1 point. 1 point right now. So Dale Earnhardt Jr. was in the lead. I'd like to see, you know, Brad Keselowski or, you know, a Juan Pablo Montoya win. Maybe a Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson would be great. Love to say his name. Jimmy Johnson. Whip. But yeah. I think it's going to be 1 more to green here. As the pace car comes across the line, pace car lights are off. There we go. There's no lapped cars. This is what I love about Talladega, is there's no lapped traffic. Because if there is, then it's a really damaged vehicle. Like Joey Logano. Joey Logano will be lapped traffic, but there's never lapped traffic on the first caution. Even if it's a stage caution, because, well, there just can't be. Look at this. So we're going to come around onto the back stretch, go double file Brian Keselowski and Mark Martin. Are going to lead us to the line. Here we go. Double file. Brian Keselowski, Mark Martin, with Michael Waltrip's Camry, and Mark Martin's teammate behind him, so hopefully they'll help each other out there. But, yeah. Keselowski and Martin. Here they come onto the front stretch pace car on pit road. And here they come to the restart zone. The green flag is out here in Talladega. Again, not the most invigorating start. Jimmy Johnson with a betrayal on Mark Martin. He's going to go to the outside, hang him out to dry. As Keselowski gains assistance, not only from that inside line early on, but Michael Waltrip behind him. So although that wreck collected a lot of cars, it didn't collect too many cars. So we can still see some 3-wide action, you know, something good. It's not like going to be like Daytona in the Cup Series, where everyone's just out. Kyle Busch looking to make moves. I don't think he was impacted too heavy by that wreck there. I want to see Kyle Busch come to a win and just change the championship big time. There's Juan Pablo Montoya on the inside of Marcos Ambrose, but Bill Elliott's on his inside. The 15 and the 92 working together. Ryan Keselowski, your current leader. The Discount Tire Dodge. Kyle Busch. Look at JJ Yeley, he's up here again. JJ Yeley making out like standout appearances at the super speedways. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna see Kyle Busch go for a win unless there's a even bigger crash, major crash. Because right now, everyone here is pushing 180 something. Actually, no, they're equal in speed. They just need to figure a way up. They just need to get their butts up to the front. They need to patiently wait. 6 to go in the stage. Now just coming up on 5 to go. Clint Boyer coming down Bill Elliott's inside. As we're 3 wide for the lead. Unbelievable. That would have been a crazy finish there. Ryan Newman down the inside of Clint Boyer. They're 4 wide for the lead. Finally, some more 4 wide action. The field is a bit spread out. But I think it's going to be a bit tighter once we come back to the caution here and then go back to the green flag. As the slower cars stay in for repairs. Look at Trevor Bayne. Carl Edwards. Oh, man. Yeah, see, they looked fine, but their motors are not holding up well. So, yeah, there's Brian Vickers on the inside of, what's his face? Ryan Newman. And there's Jimmy Johnson down the inside of Stevie Wallace. 4 wide. Behind them. As we are still green, this is some good racing. I don't like what's happening with Mark Martin and Juan Pablo Montoya there, but he gets out of it. No crash, no caution. Carl Edwards and Jeff Burton and Joey Logano are already about to be lapped traffic, and it's not even close. I'm sure Kyle Busch would be one to use that to his advantage. He's known for taking advantage of lap traffic the best way he can. There's his brother Kurt in front of him. He's going to go down and try to push him. Of course, they're on separate teams, the 18 and the 22, Penske and Joe Gibbs, but there's Ryan Newman with a block, the SHR 39 on the Hendrick 48, Jimmy Johnson. Denny Hamlin now behind the 48. Denny Hamlin going to go down the inside. He's barely on the playoff bubble in this series and in the Cup Series, so he's struggling big time to really get up there in the ranks and try to go for a championship. What we see is those inside guys continue to move up. Kurt Busch moving up. Kyle Busch not so much. He's stuck behind Brad Keselowski and AJ Allmendinger. Junior behind Hamlin. Waltrip on the inside. Kurt Busch way on the bottom. 2 to go in stage 1. Denny Hamlin leads the field. They're 4 wide behind him. Bill Elliott with a crazy surge with Brian Vickers. Now Vickers looking to leave the 9 out to dry. Doesn't follow him up the racetrack. And Vickers looking to pass the 9. The 09 car. As they're 3 wide now. 4 wide behind them. Kyle Busch is in it. As Denny Hamlin leads us to 1 to go in stage 1. Michael Waltrip. Oh no, and Michael Waltrip and Travis Kvapil get into it with Andy Lally. They're spun around. Caution is out. Who's going to race it back to the line? Caution would be out anyway, but it's going to be between Ryan Newman and Denny Hamlin to the line for the stage. Here we go. This is what we want to see. This is some good racing that slowed down some of the field. Newman. Hamlin just blocks Newman all the way to the line. Denny Hamlin wins stage 1 at Talladega. Lally and Kvapil got in it. What happened? I know Michael Waltrip started it, so we'll look at him. Look at Michael Waltrip here. He gets in the wall. Suck him up in the wall. I didn't think much of it. Then he gets turned by Kvapil. He goes down, hits the front bumper of J.J. Yaley. Then the 38 just spins. I think that's what happened there. Right? No, they both hit Yaley. No. The 38 hit Yaley. And then that sent him up into the 71. Everyone else avoided. Not good for J.J. Yaley, nor is it for these two. Michael Waltrip just barely gets out of that okay. How many drivers are heading down pit road? Pit road's gonna be a busy one. Be a busy pit road as lots of people are headed down pit road. Jimmy Johnson stays out, interestingly. So does Martin Truex. But everyone else, they're on pit road. There's Bill Elliott going to his pit stall right now. And the 9 and the 27 race off of pit road. I think it was the 27. Let's look here. Tony Stewart in his pit box now. Carl Edwards gonna not look to any repairs because he can't get any. His body is in good condition. It's just his engine. So bad day for Carl Edwards. Kyle Busch, the only one to challenge for the championship lead right now. I mean, he's close up. You look at the standing, and he's only like 10 points behind. Oh, never mind. That's Trevor Bayne. Trevor Bayne 8 points behind. Kyle Busch 176 points. So he's 29 points behind on David Gilliland, but since Gilliland is retired, if he can get 29 points at least in this race, and Edwards and Trevor Bayne don't get more than that, and don't get higher, like high enough, Kyle Busch basically can take the championship lead, and he has a pretty good shot at doing it. So it was what I'm trying to say. So with that in mind, wow, 6 viewers? I'm honestly surprised. Under caution, I think it's going to be 1 more to green here. No, 2 more to green. Now it's 1 more to green. Trevor Bayne and Carl Edwards all the way in the back looking to get just 1 point. They stay there all day. Then Kyle Busch is the man to take the championship lead should he score enough points. If he can make his way up through all these cars, because where does he sit? Currently, the 18 sits in 24th place. But if he can get up to 8th place at least, or maybe score some stage points, then he can take the championship lead. Or at least tie the championship lead. Oh wait, no, he'd need 30 points. Gillen's getting 1. So P7 or up, and even maybe some stage points. Kyle Busch is the man. Here we go. Double file. Jimmy Johnson and Martin Truex. Bill Elliott and Paul Menard behind them. End of stage 2 is lap 32. Meaning we're going to have a 13-lap stage here. It's just the way cautions work. Here they go. Pace car in the pits. Once again, Johnson and Truex with Menard and Elliott behind them. Let's go. Let's go. Coming to the restart zone. We're back racing in Talladega. Give him a second. Okay. Jimmy Johnson gets not quite as good of a jump out of the start as Truex, but it doesn't really matter because he's on that inside. He has the preferred line. Hamlin way up against the wall for some reason. Don't know what's going on there. And Johnson just sticking in front of Menard. As we're already 3 wide somehow. And Paul Menard down the inside of Jimmy Johnson. Now, let's focus on Kyle Busch. Because he's not had the greatest restart here. I think he needs to bank on a wreck for sure. There goes Jimmy Johnson down on pit road. So he's going to give up the lead. Busch just struggling. He stays on the inside. As he tries to pass Brad Keselowski. We'll keep an eye on him. Back to the lead, though. Mark Martin goes to the inside of now Clint Boyer for the lead with Brian Keselowski behind him. We've seen the 92 be great at super speedways, unexpectedly great. Kyle Busch can't find a partner, a line to stick with, so he's struggling to get up here. He's going back to the bottom. That looks like Casey Kane is about to turn Bill Elliott, but it doesn't. They stay clean. They stay green. There's Clint Boyer. He is still not giving up on the lead. Got shoved out by Brian Keselowski and Mark Martin, but you know what? He's not giving up. There he goes, down the inside. I also see Kyle Busch on the inside of Joe Nemechek with Ryan Newman behind him. He's finally figured out that the inside line is probably the best line to take. And never mind, he gives Ryan Newman the position. What is happening with Kyle Busch? You should have to stay on the bottom if you want to really get up there. And Busch isn't doing that, so... Clint Boyer, now in second. These 3 guys, I can't believe I'm saying it, but Brian Keselowski is probably one of the favorites to win right now. As these guys stay at the front. Clint Boyer with Keselowski behind him. Keselowski goes low. Got Waltrip behind him. There's Denny Hamlin way back on the inside. See, look at Brad Keselowski. He's gotten up. Kyle Busch just not doing. He should have just followed Keselowski the whole time. But Denny Hamlin now looking to push, but Kurt Busch holds him off the inside to take it for himself, to take the lead here in turn 3. And he's got Juan Pablo Montoya behind him. Denny Hamlin left without a partner. He's hung out to dry. And there's Montoya in the inside. And Kyle Busch, what is happening? Oh my god, Kyle Busch currently at the back of this lead pack. Not really going well for Kyle Busch. There's Stevie Wallace with Bill Elliott behind him. Then the two Red Bulls. One of the Red Bulls on the inside, that's Casey Kane looking to give the 9 a bit of a boost. Vickers went high to look for Denny Hamlin. There's JJ Yaley now. He's gonna block. He's gonna choose. He had 3 lanes to choose, and he chose the inside. He chose the inside to be the one that he takes. The blue flag on, which means everyone else is gonna get slowed up. There's 4 wide. That's almost a crash. That's very close. Kyle Busch, come on, man. Oh, and there's Michael Waltrip around. Caution is out. Oh no, Michael Waltrip went around. JJ Yaley is officially a lap down, as Martin Truex is in the lead. And Kurt Busch on the outside with Bill Elliott. They're going to go for a lead here. And to the caution, Kurt Busch is going to get it. Man, Waltrip, what happened? That's your second crash this race. You see JJ Yaley, he's just struggling. They're struggling to get around him, especially now since he's in the draft and they're kind of being forced to bump him instead of going around him. He's like up with those guys. And then Waltrip once again in the wall, this time turned by Ryan Newman into Regan Smith, or no, sorry, Greg Biffle and Dave Blaney, if I'm not mistaken. Now, he brought Newman down with him into Biffle. So now we're once again going to look to see who's going to come down pit road. Kurt Busch looking down pit road. Bill Elliott looking down pit road. Juan Pablo Montoya looking down. Brian Keselowski looking down. Clint Boyer. Brian Vickers, Stevie Wallace, Paul Menard, Robbie Gordon, Jamie McMurray, and the rest of the field comes down pit road. People staying out: Denny Hamlin, Mark Martin, Martin Truex, Dale Jr., and Regan Smith. So let's look on pit road. I like Bill Elliott's pit stall, where it's at. He's got a good pit stall location, and he's going to once again lead it off of pit road. Not even close. Montoya behind him, and then Keselowski and Kurt Busch loses 3 spots on pit road. Trevor Bayne there in the pits. Greg Biffle way at the back with the damage from that crash. So now Bill Elliott settles in behind Regan Smith. As we're going to see a short dash to the end of the stage. As we're 1 to green there, Martin Truex wasn't actually in the lead. He's lapped. So, there goes everyone else around him. Robbie Gordon, Paul Menard. Can't get around him. Apparently we can't get around lapped cars. Thankfully at a track this big you've got time. Truex moves out of the way. And Casey Kane still doesn't know where to go. Where are you going, bro? Now they're getting around them. Joey. Joey. Go. You haven't got much time, dude. Please go. Kevin Harvick, please make your way around them. There you go. Good boy. Sorry. So the 56 and the 46 are a lap down each. Here we go. Double file. Side by side, Denny Hamlin and Mark Martin are your front row starters for this 5 to go in the stage. Look at the whole field here. Minus 3 cars. Here we go. Denny Hamlin and Mark Martin with Dale Jr. and Regan Smith behind them. We are back green at Talladega. Here we are now. 5 to go in stage 1. Hamlin wants those stage points, so does Dale Jr. Who's gonna get them? No one knows. We haven't seen the big one yet. That's what I'm concerned about, is the big one. We didn't see a big crash come out yet. We did see a big crash, but it wasn't like the big one. Still got a lot of cars in it, you know? Like, when I say the big one, you know what I mean when I say that. So, Junior in front of the CGR 42 with the EGR. Ganassi versus Ganassi. McMurray versus Montoya. And there goes the Chip Ganassi Racing. 42. Montoya down the inside of the Hendrick 88, Dale Earnhardt Jr. with the Earnhardt Ganassi #1 car behind them. Here it goes. If McMurray can get high up enough, but no, Richard Childress 33. The caution's out again. Oh, it was only silly me. You see, I was over here thinking that stage 2 was ending lap 35. No. Juan Pablo Montoya wins stage 2 with Clint Boyer, Jamie McMurray, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. behind him. And then I need to go back stage 1 and get stage points here. That's my apologies for an inherent lack of awareness to when the stage was ending. I always thought it would be 35. I don't know why. But that's just me. Why did my computer just open every app imaginable? Okay. Several cars, 4 cars, it looks like, staying out of pit road. It's Earnhardt Jr., Denny Hamlin, Mark Martin, and Regan Smith. Everyone else is coming down for fresh tires and fuel. The 9 and the 09. The 9 just getting left side tires. He's not putting on right side tires. Oh, 09. Waiting for his fuel. He's going to fall out quite a bit. Trevor Bayne. Still ahead of Carl Edwards, but it doesn't matter because they're both getting 1 point. No, actually, they might not. Edwards might get 2. Ooh. Every point matters in this situation. I didn't think we'd be seeing major championship implications at Talladega this early into the season. But, you know, skit happens. So... Kyle Busch, look at him. He's rallied his way up through the field. I don't know if it was out on track or on pit road, but he's in 11th, so he's a true contender for the win now here in stage 3. Look at that. If Kyle Busch wins this, he is the championship leader. Which I know he wants to hold that points lead for at least one race. He wants to win the regular season championship. Dale Earnhardt ahead of Denny Hamlin currently. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Excuse me. Down pit road late. Don't know what that was by Junior Martin and Hamlin. They went down pit road real late. Strange call by the crew, but that means Clint Boyer is going to lead us to the line. And that puts Kyle Busch up in 7th place. I think Kyle's the man to win this. I'm placing my bets on Kyle. Not Carl, Kyle. So here we go, double file. Richard Childress and Earnhardt Ganassi, two teams very, we'll say, related with one another. One wouldn't exist without the other, and one wouldn't be what it is without the other. So, that being said, here we go. Green flag back out. Clint Boyer and Jamie McMurray with Montoya and Vickers behind them. Here we go. But I'm looking at Kyle Busch. Forget the leaders. I'm looking at Kyle Busch. I think he's got it down. Here he comes now. Still 7th place. Excuse me, my lord. Ugh. Excuse me. But, here we go now. I thought the Geico logos were wrecked cars. Oh my god. I need more sleep. Here we go. Still 7th place. Man is not moving up at all, but it's kind of hard when you're in a pack this tight. He's behind Robbie Gordon now. Kyle Busch, out of nowhere, out of the back of the field, he's gonna come to the line and he's 4th or 5th. Something like that. There we go, he's 4th, and they're gonna go 4 wide and he's gonna get out of line. Yay. Joe Nemechek on top. You know what, though? It's not over for Kyle Busch. He can still get this. Clint Boyer, though, out just in front. There's his brother Kurt on his inside. Yeah, I think Kyle just needs to understand that that bottom line is exactly where he needs to go. It's the fastest line on the track. With the low tire wear and all. Yeah. So Paul Menard now looks to pass Clint Boyer, but Kurt Busch wanted to pass him on the inside. He couldn't pass him on the inside. Paul Menard gets the door slammed shut in his face by Clint Boyer. Robbie Gordon tries to squeeze in front of Kyle Busch, but it doesn't work. Marcos Ambrose gets it instead, but Busch still on the inside with nowhere to go. Is that Carl Edwards? Oh no, it's Jimmy Johnson. Oh my god. Wait, where's Carl Edwards? Okay. It's more what I would expect it to be. I thought Carl Edwards had made the craziest comeback. Like, I see the 9 and like the 48 from a bit of a distance, and it's like, is that Carl Edwards? But yeah, the 27 looking to pass the 33, the 42 behind him with the 22 and the 83, the 9, the 4, the 92. Kyle Busch again. Man, can't catch a break. He just keeps trying so hard. He's trying incredibly hard to get up there. Look at these 3 on the back stretch. There goes Montoya. Vickers behind. Montoya looking like he's gonna pass. No, Vickers gets passed. Keselowski behind Vickers. Clint Boyer gonna be very happy with the win. Brian Keselowski would also be thrilled with even just 1 win on the season. Ryan Newman, same goes for him. A lot of guys here who just, they need one win. One win on the season to be happy. They're happy with very little. Because, well, they're bad partners, unfortunately. There's Marcos Ambrose. Nobody can get a pass on this guy. Wow, Clint Boyer with an incredible lead defense. There's Jimmy Johnson and Robbie Gordon. The RGR number 7, the Dodge. Here he goes, and they're 4 wide. Finally, it looks like Jimmy Johnson is going to pass Clint Boyer for the lead in Talladega. There he goes, way down the inside, and there's a crash. Casey Kane, Kurt Busch, and Paul Menard. And that brings a caution out. Caution is out. And Jimmy Johnson gets the lead. So I don't know. Is he gonna go down pit road? I don't think. I doubt it. Jimmy Johnson has barely been down pit road all day. What happened with them? Let's go back and look, see what happened. Whoa, what happened here? Oh no. It was someone checked up. I think it was Stevie Wallace checked up in the pacing line, and these guys coming up on them. They tried to move out the way because they saw fast cars behind them. But look at Bobby Labonte. Ooh, hard hit into the back. Ooh. But what happened with Paul Menard? Maybe he turned. Kurt Busch. Let's look. So here they come on the back stretch. Nothing's wrong. And then, oh, the 4 and the 222 came together, they got close, and it dragged them up the racetrack. So that brings out a caution. 4th caution of the day, I believe, including stage cautions. Actually, no, including stage cautions is 5th. 3 cautions so far today. Here we are, 1 lap to green. Of course, with the very long Talladega pace laps, I don't want to wait through all that. So. This is really fun. That's very not epilepsy. Here we go. Jimmy Johnson's going to lead the field to 4 to go in Talladega. Where are they at? There they are. Unbelievable. Joe Nemechek, where's Kyle? Oh my God. Kyle Busch isn't winning this race. I'm calling it right now. Jimmy Johnson and Clint Boyer with Joe Nemechek and Bill Elliott behind them. Here they come to the green flag. We're back racing in Talladega. Clint Boyer with a good jump off the start gets back ahead of Jimmy Johnson. That pass just a few laps ago was but for naught. And there's Jimmy Johnson once again. We've been here before. Will he get the pass? We've got Joe Nemechek behind him. Boyer's left out to dry. Here he goes. Jimmy Johnson in the lead at Talladega. As he comes under the front stretch into the trioval, he's going to come up on 3 to go here at Talladega. I'm excited for Jimmy Johnson. I would be so thrilled to see Jimmy Johnson win in Talladega. He's had a pretty rough season so far. Last week he blew up, completely lost any chance at winning. But now he gets another chance. Kurt Busch went from fighting for leads to now being stuck back there with Carl Edwards. I just don't think these guys have any chance of getting up to Jimmy Johnson. Montoya's looking to do it, but I think Vickers might catch up to him. No, he won't. Juan Pablo Montoya, he's going to go down the inside. 2 to go in Talladega. With Brian Vickers behind him. Ryan Newman just on back with Dale Jr. Unbelievable. Can you believe what you are seeing? And Ryan Newman, he wants to pass Vickers. Can he pass him? He looks like he's got the draft, the momentum, the speed down the inside into turn 3. Now they're really getting it on. They're really firing up the engines. Here we go. Dale Jr. on the inside. On the front stretch. No, Denny Hamlin on the inside. This is going to be a great finish here in Talladega. 1 to go. Into turn 1, Denny Hamlin's on the inside. But he's got no pusher. He's got no help. Junior, on the other hand, is getting momentum from Vickers. Here they go. Junior on the outside with the momentum on Denny Hamlin. He looks like he's clear. Unbelievable. Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the goes down to the inside, blocks Denny Hamlin into turn 4. And Denny Hamlin, he's still going to try to go down the inside. Is it going to work? I don't know. Here they come onto the front stretch, into the trioval. Unbelievable. A crazy rally by Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to bring him to the win in Talladega. Wow. What a race here in Alabama, as it took just under an hour to get done. But wait a minute. Let's go back to that. I'm sure you also saw something I saw. Look at Denny Hamlin and Brian Vickers. That is actually a tie. That is so close. They were separated by just 2 1/1000ths of a second for second place. But alas, Denny Hamlin gets the win. In Talladega, Denny Hamlin gets second place. Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins in Talladega. What was the name of this race? The who's it? What's it? It's a 2/1000ths of a second, 325. There we go. 2/1000ths of a second, 325. And Dale Jr. wins it. Just... great win for Dale Jr. Is there any other close finish for a position here? Ooh. Ambrose and Newman. Look at them. That's really close. I think it was Ambrose, though. Ryan Newman lapped? No. I think it was Ambrose. And then, ahead of him, behind them, Montoya and Kenseth. Yeah, it was Ambrose, and then it was Montoya. Good job, Dale Earnhardt Jr. You know what? We're happy with that. Thank you for tuning into HAZCAR. Huh. Probably maybe tomorrow or even today, we can see the Cup Series in Talladega.